Human soldier Darren Mitchell is captured and put up for sale in an alien slave market, using humor to survive. Princess Lethra, fascinated by his resilience and wit, defies her queen and a jealous commander to buy him for 50,000 credits. Taken to her living palace, Darren becomes a symbol of human ingenuity as the palace, and he used unorthodox tactics to defeat a rebel attack. His courage, humor, and unpredictability earned the royal family's respect. What began as captivity transforms Darren into a trusted ally and bridge between species, proving that thinking outside the box and staying true to yourself can turn a prisoner into a hero and an underdog into the ultimate game changer. A single, solitary figure walked through the dimly lit alien slaver market, his eyes scanning the crowded stalls for any sign of life. The air was thick with an eerie silence as vendors haggled over prices and traded goods between machines. But then he saw it. A bright neon light shining from beyond the stalls, casting long shadows on the bustling crowds below. Darren's heart skipped a beat at the sight of it. He had heard stories about alien slaves trading their bodies for valuable resources and luxury items, but no one could have predicted that his own was being sold as a commodity in such a place. The thought sent chills down his spine, and he quickly realized that this wasn't just any market. This was the heart of an ancient civilization. Without hesitation, Darren approached the vendor and made a counteroffer. "I'll pay 50,000 credits for your slave," he said with a grin that showed teeth like jagged rocks. The vendor hesitated before reluctantly lowering the price to meet his demand. He took out a small trinket from his bag and held it up to Darren's eye. "What is this?" he asked, scrutinizing its intricate design. Darren revealed the pendant he had been wearing as a joke for weeks. A simple charm that transformed into a glowing energy crystal when worn. "It gives me an extra boost of strength," he explained, demonstrating how it could be used to defend himself from attack or even harnesses its power to perform complex tasks like hacking and communication. The vendor seemed impressed by the pendant's functionality, but couldn't shake off his curiosity about what made this slave so valuable. He asked if there was a backstory behind Darren's capture or why he had been sold for such an exorbitant price, but the answers were no more than cryptic whispers from an unseen presence in the crowd. Just as the vendor seemed to be weighing up their options, a group of rebels burst into the market, causing chaos and destruction. The guards frantically tried to contain them, while Darren quickly assessed his situation. He realized that this was not just any battle. It was an opportunity to prove himself worth more than just 50,000 credits. He knew he had to think on his feet and use all the skills he'd learned in training as a human soldier to outsmart the rebels and escape before they could harm him. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Darren quickly assessed their layout and started strategizing how to take them down from different angles while avoiding direct contact. He spotted an opening in the crowd and made his way towards it, using his wit to charm the leader of the group into revealing a weakness that he had overlooked before. He managed to distract him for just enough time for Darren to make his escape, slipping through the gap unnoticed as he sprinted away from the rebels' pursuit. With adrenaline pumping in his veins and fear building within him, he knew he couldn't let anyone catch up with him or find out where he was going. He darted through a nearby alleyway, dodging obstacles and weaving between buildings until he finally found an empty space to hide behind a wall. The sound of approaching footsteps grew louder as the rebels closed in on him, but Darren's quick thinking allowed him to make his escape without being seen or heard. As he ran away, he couldn't help but wonder how much longer he would have been able to stay hidden and whether anyone else had taken down the rebels with their own abilities. Just when he thought everything was over and there were no more threats on his horizon, a sudden blinding light blinded him for a moment before returning. He turned around to see a figure standing in front of him, holding a glowing energy crystal in its hand. "Are you back?" he asked breathlessly, heart pounding in his chest. The figure smiled faintly and handed the pendant over. "It's your lucky charm." Darren felt disbelief wash over him as he realized that he had somehow managed to escape from an alien slave market, not only by using humor, but also a rare gift. He examined the pendant closely, feeling its power coursing through his veins like electricity. As he looked around at the now empty slaver market, the realization dawned on him. This was no longer just another adventure or survival tale. It had become something more significant than that. With newfound purpose and determination in hand, Darren knew what lay ahead for himself as he continued to navigate a world where thinking outside the box and standing up for oneself were more valuable than any currency. He couldn't wait to see what kind of challenges awaited him next, and how his unique abilities would be put to use to shape the course of history. Global outline. Human soldier Darren Mitchell is taken captive and sold into an alien slave market, where he uses his wit to escape and uncover a hidden society with extraordinary abilities. Asterisk in the beginning. Darren stands before a figure holding a glowing energy crystal. The individual introduces themselves as Master Zorax, a mysterious leader of an underground organization known for their advanced technology and unconventional methods. Master Zorax explains that the pendant is his lucky charm and grants its wearer powerful magical powers within the city. Asterisk as Darren examines the pendant, he becomes skeptical but intrigued by the power it holds. He wonders if this wasn't just a mere gift from someone with no intention of exploiting him for profit. However, when Master Zorax reveals that the pendant's owner was a wealthy businessman who had lost his fortune through an accident and turned to selling his slaves as a way to earn back some money. Asterisk undeterred, Darren decides to take on this challenge and begins using humor as a tool of survival in the alien slave market. He starts by stealing supplies from stores, outwitting guards, and manipulating others for his own purposes. As he gains confidence and learns more about Master Zorax's organization, he realizes that there is much more at stake than just personal gain. Asterisk through various adventures and encounters with other slaves, Darren uncovers a hidden society within the alien slaver market that possesses incredible abilities beyond what they seem like on the surface. These individuals possess telekinesis, shape-shifting, and even time manipulation powers. They are part of a secret community known as the Order, who have dedicated their lives to protecting humanity from threats both natural and supernatural. Asterisk Master Zorax reveals that the Order is not just any ordinary group. They were once enslaved by an alien race called the Keros. This species had long since been banished from Earth due to their destructive behavior, but now they have returned with a mission: protect humanity's technology and resources from falling into the wrong hands. Asterisk with newfound allies in the Order, Darren teams up with his captors and together embark on a quest to expose Master Zorax's plan. They face numerous obstacles and challenges along the way, including treacherous terrain, deadly creatures, and rival factions who seek to control their abilities for personal gain. Asterisk as they progress deeper into the alien slaver market, Darren becomes increasingly aware of the danger he is in. He must navigate a world where ordinary humans are no longer considered valuable, with each slave having unique powers that can be used against them at any moment. Asterisk in one particularly intense encounter, Darren and his allies face off against a group of rebels who have discovered the Order's secret plans and are determined to take down their leaders. With the help of an ancient artifact called the Key, they manage to infiltrate Master Zorax's headquarters and steal control over the Order. As tensions rise within the organization, Darren realizes that he has a critical role in stopping Master Zorax from carrying out his sinister plans. He must use all of his wit, intelligence, and combat skills to defeat his captors and bring down the Order once and for all. In a climactic showdown with Master Zorax and his followers, Darren engages in an epic battle that lasts until the very end. With every step he takes, he gains more leverage over their plans and is able to gain control of the key. Finally, after defeating Master Zorax's leader and capturing all remaining slaves within the Order, Darren realizes that his journey has not just been a survival story, but also a quest for redemption. He must confront the consequences of his actions and make amends with those he wronged. As the final chapter comes to an end, Darren looks out at the alien cityscape, filled with awe and wonder at the incredible abilities that its inhabitants possess. Though they are now slaves in Master Zorax's possession, they have found a sense of purpose and belonging within the Order. And for Darren, he knows that his journey has only just begun as he embarks on a new adventure, ready to explore even further into the realm of extraordinary abilities and the fight against oppression. Task: continue the story seamlessly with 1,200 words and maintain consistency in structure and flow, but refrain from recapitulating earlier events. No headings or bullet points, no timestamps. Do not finish the entire story unless told. No Yindi. Darren Mitchell, a seasoned human soldier known for his quick wit and resourcefulness in combat, found himself captured by the alien slave market. The harsh atmosphere of this place was unlike anything he had ever experienced before. It was filled with an otherworldly energy that seemed to permeate every corner of the city. As his captors prepared him for sale, Darren's sense of humor kept him one step ahead. He couldn't help but smile as they lined up a group of slaves and gave them each a small trinket or item from the key, which was rumored to possess incredible abilities beyond what humans could comprehend. The key, an ancient artifact that had been passed down through generations within the alien race, was unlike anything he had ever seen before. It glowed with iridescent light and seemed to emanate a powerful aura of magic that enveloped those who held it in their hands. At first, Darren found himself drawn to its power, eager to learn more about its mysteries. However, as his captors began to use the key for nefarious purposes, he knew that something had gone wrong. He quickly discovered that Master Zorax, the leader of the Order and one of the greatest conquerors in the alien universe, was behind it all. With a deep knowledge of the key's abilities and the potential danger it posed, Darren realized his responsibility to stop Master Zorax from using it for evil purposes. The final chapter arrived as Darren stood at the edge of the Order's headquarters, surrounded by its massive stone walls and towering gates. He knew that he had been given a chance to confront Master Zorax once again, but this time with not only his own life on the line, but also the fate of humanity itself. Master Zorax was a tall, imposing figure with piercing eyes and an aura of malevolent energy emanating from him. As he gazed at Darren, he knew that they were going to have a heated battle for control over the key. His mastery over its power was unmatched, and it seemed as though even the most powerful beings in the Order would be defeated by his grasp. The tension between Master Zorax and Darren reached boiling point when they met each other face to face. Despite their vastly different backgrounds and skill sets, both of them were determined to claim control over the key for themselves. In a fierce struggle, Darren managed to outsmart Master Zorax with ease, using his wit and cunning to outmaneuver the powerful alien leader. But in the end, it was not Darren's abilities that won him the day. It was the realization of what he had done and the consequences of those actions that struck a chord within him. As he looked into Master Zorak's eyes, he knew that his journey as an individual had been far-reaching, but ultimately, he had failed to make amends for the damage he had caused. Master Zorax laughed darkly at Darren's shame and revealed a hidden truth about the key. It was not just a powerful artifact, but a weapon of darkness, capable of unleashing devastating chaos upon any who wielded it. With this knowledge in hand, Master Zorax released all the slaves within the order, including Darren. In that moment, everything changed for both Darren and humanity as he realized that they had been living in a world where power was absolute, and those with great abilities were at risk of being exploited or destroyed by others. It was clear that the only way to prevent this from happening would be through collective effort, cooperation, and a willingness to use their unique talents for good. With newfound purpose, Darren returned home, determined to make amends not just for his capture, but also for the countless lives he had lost in pursuit of the key's power. He worked tirelessly with other human beings who shared his vision of using technology for the greater good, and began to build a new society that prioritized cooperation and collaboration over brute force. Over time, this movement grew into an organization known as the Alliance, dedicated to harnessing the full potential of humanity's unique abilities while ensuring their safe use within a peaceful environment. The Alliance worked tirelessly with various alien races, combining their knowledge and resources to create powerful tools that could help humans solve some of the most pressing global issues. As they continued on this new path, Darren found himself becoming more than just an ordinary human soldier. He was now a leader, someone who had faced adversity head-on, overcome obstacles at every turn, and ultimately emerged victorious in his quest for redemption. His journey from being captured to standing up against oppression has become legend among the alien race, inspiring others to follow their dreams and use their abilities for good. In the end, Darren's story serves as a reminder that even within the most unlikely of circumstances, there is always hope for redemption and a chance at finding one's place in the world. As he looked out at the Alliance from its towering headquarters, his heart filled with pride and gratitude for all the people who had been on his journey alongside him to create a better future for humanity. For though they were now slaves within Master Zorak's possession, their lives would forever be intertwined with those of the key's creators, the beings of light that had once plagued the alien universe and made it possible for humans to thrive in this new era. With newfound strength and wisdom, Darren set out on a new adventure, ready to explore even further into the realm of extraordinary abilities and the fight against oppression. His journey serves as an inspiration not just to those who were once captured by the key's power, but also to all those who seek a brighter future for humanity and strive to make their own unique contributions in this ongoing struggle against adversity. Int. Alien Slave Market. Day. Darren Mitchell, a human soldier, stands alone at the edge of the Alliance's massive marketplace, his heart pounding in his chest as he listens to the sounds of vendors haggling over prices and slaves being sold from. He looks up at Master Zorak's towering headquarters, where an endless array of alien beings stand in anticipation for their next sale. Determined not to let this moment defeat him, Darren takes a deep breath and raises his voice, addressing the crowd. "Good day, kind sir. I am Darren Mitchell, a soldier from Earth. Today marks a new beginning for me as I join forces with the Alliance to fight against oppression and bring hope to humanity." The audience erupts into applause as they watch him stand out amidst the chaos of the marketplace, his eyes fixed on Master Zorak's portrait hanging high above them. Master Zorak steps from his throne, a tall figure towering over the others. He looks down at Darren with an intense gaze and nods slowly. "Welcome to the Alliance, my dear," he says. You have chosen wisely to join us in our mission to create a brighter future for humanity. Darren's heart swells as he realizes that despite his humble beginnings on Earth, he has the potential to make a significant impact within this alien world and help change the course of human history. Master Zorax continues with an enigmatic smile. Your training is complete. You have proven yourself to be a skilled warrior, capable of handling even the most challenging situations with grace and determination. With his eyes fixed on Master Zorax's words, Darren feels a surge of pride in himself as he realizes that despite being captured by the Key's power years ago, they still hold him within their grasp. He knows that he has a unique set of abilities at his disposal, one that can help him not only fight against the oppression, but also bring hope to those who have been forgotten or marginalized. He nods in agreement with Master Zorax's statement and takes a deep breath, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. Int. Alien Slave Market. Day. As Darren leaves the Alliance's marketplace, he feels a sense of purpose and determination weighing on his shoulders. He knows that the road to redemption lies not just in fighting against oppression, but also within himself, discovering new strengths and abilities along the way. He approaches an alien vendor who is selling slaves for labor-intensive tasks such as mining, construction, or manufacturing, and strikes up a conversation with him about what it means to be enslaved. The vendor tells Darren that his people were once skilled workers, but were taken over by their own creators, the beings of light, in search of new sources of energy. The alien looks at Darren's determined expression before speaking. Your people had talents beyond imagination, and they worked tirelessly, building homes, cities, and infrastructure. However, as our world advanced and technology flourished, we began to lose touch with nature and our human values. We were forced into slavery for their own benefit. Darren feels a pang of guilt at the thought that his ancestors once had the same opportunities he does now, but were discarded by those who deemed them inferior or unproductive. As they discuss the impact of the Key's power, Darren realizes that there is no quick fix to reverse this trend. It requires not only individual efforts and sacrifices on the part of creators like Master Zorax, but also a collective effort from humanity as a whole, recognizing our shared responsibility in creating a better future for all. The alien vendor nods in agreement before turning his attention back to Darren. However, you have shown me that there is still hope. You are not just an ordinary human soldier. You possess unique abilities and a deep understanding of the world around us. The Key's power was once used by beings who were able to harness it for their own purposes, but they also had flaws. Darren feels a surge of pride in his ability to see beyond what others might view as weakness or vulnerability. He replies, I understand that our abilities may not always align with the values and norms of this alien world, but I believe that we can use them for good. We have the power to bring about change, create solutions, and restore balance where it has been lost. The alien vendor nods in agreement before turning his attention back to Darren. You are correct, my dear. The Key's powers were once used for destructive purposes, but they also had unintended consequences that led to our own destruction. It is time we embrace our unique strengths and use them responsibly to build a better future for all. Darren feels a sense of pride in the possibility of using his abilities not only as a soldier, but also as an agent of change, working alongside Master Zorax to create a new world where harmony and balance reign supreme. Int. Alien Slave Market. Day. As Darren walks away from the Alliance's marketplace, he is filled with determination and hope for the future. He knows that the road ahead will be challenging but rewarding, as they work together to harness his abilities and bring about positive change within this alien world. He turns to leave behind a message of encouragement to those who share his vision. Remember, you are not alone in your journey towards redemption and freedom. We all have unique strengths and talents that can be used for good. Embrace them, use them responsibly, and together, we can create a brighter future for humanity. With that, he turns back toward Master Zorak's headquarters, feeling grateful to be part of the Alliance's mission and ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead in his quest to make a difference in the world. End. Int. Alien Slave Market. Day. As Darren approaches the entrance to the Alliance's marketplace, he can feel a sense of unease and apprehension mixed with excitement. He knows that this is where he'll be making his first encounter with alien slaves. But for now, it's just another day in his journey towards redemption. The market is bustling with vendors selling all sorts of goods, from exotic creatures to advanced technology devices. The air is thick with the aroma of roasted meat and spices as customers haggled over prices, trying to negotiate a fair deal with their alien captors. Darren approaches one vendor, a tall, muscular man with piercing blue eyes and a rugged build. "Excuse me," he says, his voice filled with a mixture of awe and determination. "I'm here looking for an alien slave who can assist me in my mission." The vendor narrows his eyes and examines the young human before nodding. "You have quite the talent," he said, examining Darren's face carefully. "I know I do," Darren replies confidently. He takes a step forward, holding out his hand. "I am Darren Mitchell, from Earth, a former soldier turned agent for the Alliance." The vendor considers him for a moment before speaking again. "You have a unique perspective on humanity and its place in the universe. That's something we all need to consider as we work towards creating a new world where harmony and balance reign supreme." He gestures across the market to other vendors, each of whom seems equally intrigued by Darren's ideas. Determined not to let his nerves get the best of him, Darren takes another step forward. "I am here because I believe that there are ways in which we can use our unique abilities as both soldiers and agents for good. As an agent, my skills include enhanced strength, agility, and intelligence, allowing me to infiltrate alien systems with ease. In addition, as a soldier, my combat training has equipped me with the mindset of resilience and adaptability, enabling me to thrive in even the most challenging situations." The vendor nods slowly, impressed by Darren's claims. "And what about your knowledge of alien languages? Many species on this planet communicate through unique dialects that differ from our own. If you can learn these languages and use them effectively, you would have a significant advantage as an agent." He looks around the marketplace again, surveying the other vendors before continuing. "Furthermore," he adds, "I am also skilled in using advanced technology to help us accomplish our mission. As a soldier, I understand the importance of being able to navigate complex systems and processes with ease. If you have knowledge of alien technologies or can develop them on your own, that would be invaluable." The vendor considers Darren's words for another moment before nodding once more. "You do possess some valuable skills," he said. "And while there may not be an exact match in terms of what we're looking for right now, I believe you could certainly make a significant contribution to our mission and help us create the world we envision." Darren takes a deep breath and nods eagerly. "I am eager to learn more about the Alliance's mission and how I can contribute. If there are any specific tasks or projects that need assistance from an alien agent, please let me know. And if you have any resources or expertise in areas such as technology or languages, I would be happy to explore those possibilities." The vendor smiles warmly at Darren, his eyes shining with admiration. "I believe we can form a strong partnership and work together towards our shared goal," he said. "And who knows, maybe even create something that could benefit not just the alien species, but also humanity as a whole." With that, the vendor nods in agreement and turns to one of the other vendors, signaling him to pass on their contact information. If you have any questions or require further assistance with your mission, he says, just let me know and we'll do our best to help you succeed. As Darren exits the Alliance's marketplace, his heart is full of both excitement and anticipation. He knows that this may be the beginning of a new chapter in his life, one filled with challenges, opportunities, and potential for positive change. He approaches Master Zorak's headquarters, where he receives a warm welcome from the team behind the Alliance. They are all eager to hear about Darren's mission and what he has to offer, as they believe that his unique perspective could be invaluable in their efforts towards creating a better world. Master Zorak leads him into an office filled with advanced technology devices and other resources for his new role as agent. He briefs Darren on the Alliance's goals, the challenges we face, and how he can help us achieve them. As they discuss potential tasks and projects that require human expertise or specialized knowledge, Darren listens intently, eager to learn more. Darren, Master Zorak says, you have a natural aptitude for understanding alien languages and technology. I believe you could be invaluable in helping us develop new technologies on our own, as well as assisting with translation services for non-linguistic tasks. As the conversation continues, Darren is filled with excitement at the potential opportunities this would present. He's been working hard to gain knowledge and skills that will make him a valuable asset to humanity, and now he has the chance to put those efforts into action. I'm excited about the possibilities, he says, but I also want to be careful not to take on too many tasks at once. What do you think about this idea of dividing our resources between multiple projects? Master Zorak nods thoughtfully. That's a great point, Darren. While it would certainly streamline our efforts and reduce redundancy, we must remember that each project is unique and requires its own set of skills and expertise. With those words in mind, Master Zorak suggests a plan for dividing their resources between various projects while also fostering collaboration among the team members. We could create 3 separate teams, he says. Each team would focus on one specific area of expertise or technology development that aligns with the Alliance's mission. For example, our first team could specialize in developing advanced communication systems and translation services for non-linguistic tasks. Darren nods eagerly at this proposal. That sounds like a great idea, he says. I have experience with language processing and natural language generation, so I would be thrilled to contribute to the development of these technologies on our own team. Master Zorak smiles warmly at Darren's enthusiasm. And let's not forget about your combat training and survival skills. Your physical prowess and adaptability could make a significant impact in various scenarios where we may need assistance or support. As the conversation continues, Master Zorak discusses potential projects that require human expertise, such as developing new weapon systems for interstellar exploration or creating advanced energy technologies to power our civilizations. Darren listens intently, feeling proud of his accomplishments and eager to take on these challenges. He knows that with the Alliance's support and guidance, he can make a meaningful contribution towards creating a better world for all beings across the galaxy. The first step is to gather more information about each project, Master Zorak says. We'll need to conduct extensive research and analysis to determine which areas are most critical and require our attention. As they discuss the next steps in their collaboration, Darren feels grateful for the opportunity to work alongside such a dedicated team. He knows that this journey towards creating a better world will not be easy, but with the support of the Alliance and his own skills and expertise, he's ready to take on whatever challenges lie ahead. He exits Master Zorak's headquarters, feeling both excited about the possibilities and determined to make a difference in the world. As he walks away from this new chapter in his life, he knows that he has a lot of work to do, but also feels confident in his abilities and determination to succeed. He sets out on a path towards creating a brighter future for humanity, one filled with hope, resilience, and the power of collaboration. Master Zorax and his team, led by the enigmatic Project Alpha, have been working tirelessly to bring humanity closer together through various projects across the galaxy. Their latest endeavor involved creating a new form of advanced technology that could revolutionize space travel and communication. The Alliance, a global organization dedicated to advancing human knowledge and progress, was thrilled about this potential breakthrough. They believed in the power of collaboration and saw Project Alpha as their chance to take on an even larger challenge and push boundaries. As they delved deeper into the project's design, Master Zorax realized that there were several critical areas where his team needed to make significant contributions. One such area was in understanding the fundamental principles behind black holes, a mysterious phenomenon with the power to swallow entire galaxies. The Project Alpha team had spent years studying this elusive cosmic entity, and their findings led them to develop an advanced technology called black hole transcendence, which could harness the immense gravitational pull of these celestial objects. Master Zorax was excited about the potential applications of black hole transcendence in space travel, particularly in creating new propulsion systems that would allow for faster-than-light journeys and interstellar communication. He knew that this technology had the potential to break down barriers between galaxies and enable humans to explore previously unimaginable regions of our universe. However, there were also concerns about the ethical implications of Project Alpha's work in manipulating black holes. Some experts raised questions about the safety and reliability of such a powerful device, as it could potentially create catastrophic consequences if not used responsibly. Master Zorax, however, was confident that his team had thoroughly studied these risks and developed comprehensive safeguards to ensure safe operation. To address this concern, Project Alpha worked closely with renowned astrophysicist Dr. Sarah Lee, who specialized in research. Together, they collaborated on a groundbreaking study that revealed the intricacies of black hole behavior under extreme conditions. They discovered new insights into how gravity interacts with matter and energy at the quantum level, shedding light onto the complex world of black holes. With these findings, Project Alpha's engineers developed a revolutionary propulsion system based on Dr. Lee's research. This device was designed to harness the gravitational pull of black holes to create powerful engines that could propel spacecraft through space at incredible speeds. The technology had several key advantages over traditional rocketry, including faster travel times and increased fuel efficiency. Master Zorax knew that this new engine would be critical in their mission to develop a viable means of interstellar travel for humanity. He assembled a team of skilled engineers, scientists, and technicians who worked tirelessly on the project's development. With each passing day, they made great strides towards creating a revolutionary space transportation system. Meanwhile, Project Alpha continued its research into black hole transcendence. They were working closely with experts in various fields, including theoretical physics, cosmology, and quantum mechanics, to refine their understanding of these elusive celestial objects. This interdisciplinary collaboration allowed them to develop advanced algorithms that could analyze vast amounts of data from multiple sources, allowing for the rapid identification of patterns and insights. As they worked on this crucial project, Project Alpha faced several challenges along the way. One significant challenge was funding. The cost of developing such a revolutionary engine was immense, and it would require substantial resources to bring it to market effectively. To overcome this obstacle, Master Zorax turned to the Alliance for help, seeking financial assistance through their international network. The Alliance recognized Project Alpha's potential and provided them with crucial support in various forms. They offered funding guarantees, access to advanced research facilities, and strategic partnerships that would enable Project Alpha to accelerate its development efforts. This partnership not only allowed Project Alpha to secure a larger pool of resources, but also helped to build trust within the global community. As the team continued their work on Black Hole Transcendence, they faced numerous obstacles and setbacks along the way. They encountered technical challenges related to developing high-quality propulsion systems, as well as significant delays in obtaining necessary research findings due to the complexity of black hole behavior at the quantum level. Despite these challenges, Master Zorax remained steadfast in his commitment to their mission. He recognized that success would not come overnight and urged his team to stay focused and persistent. He reminded them that every incremental breakthrough they made was essential towards achieving their goal, a powerful means of interstellar travel for humanity. With the help of Project Alpha's international network, the Alliance provided crucial support in overcoming these challenges. They helped to secure funding from multiple sources, including private investors and government agencies, and provided access to advanced research facilities that allowed the team to conduct extensive testing on their prototype engines. As they worked towards completing the final stages of development, Project Alpha encountered a significant setback when one of its key engineers was diagnosed with an illness that threatened his ability to continue working. Master Zorax knew that this unexpected obstacle would require quick action from the entire team. He rallied them around him and encouraged each member to step up their game in order to overcome this challenge. He emphasized the importance of teamwork, innovation, and resilience in achieving their goals, reminding everyone that failure was not a final setback, but rather an opportunity for growth and learning. Together, they brainstormed new solutions to address the engineer's illness while still completing the project on time. They worked tirelessly to design innovative testing protocols that allowed them to evaluate the performance of the propulsion system under extreme conditions without compromising their progress. After months of hard work and dedication, Project Alpha successfully completed the final stage of development for Black Hole Transcendence. With its revolutionary propulsion engine now ready for testing, Master Zorax and his team prepared for a crucial milestone, an international launch test to validate the technology's capabilities in space travel. As they stood on top of their spacecraft, surrounded by engineers, scientists, and enthusiasts from around the galaxy, Project Alpha took a deep breath and held their collective breath as the engines roared into action. The powerful engines created intense gravitational fields that disrupted the fabric of space-time, causing the spacecraft to rocket through space at incredible speeds. The test was a resounding success, and the team's hard work paid off. They had successfully developed a reliable means of interstellar travel for humanity, opening up new opportunities for exploration, colonization, and scientific advancement across our galaxy. As Project Alpha prepared to celebrate their major achievement, Master Zorax reflected on his journey thus far. He knew that this was just the beginning of an exciting chapter in their mission to create a better world for all beings across the universe. With renewed energy and determination, he vowed to continue pushing boundaries, collaborating with others, and working towards a brighter future. With these words echoing in his mind, Master Zorax stood back from the launch pad, tears streaming down his face as they watched their spacecraft streak through space, carrying humanity's greatest dreams into interstellar exploration. He knew that this was just one step on the path to building a better world for all beings, and he was ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead with confidence in his abilities and unwavering commitment to advancing human knowledge and progress. The human soldier Darren Mitchell was once a celebrated hero, known for his bravery and quick thinking in combat situations. He had fought with the elite soldiers of Earth's military as part of the Special Operations Unit, SOU, on missions to take down rogue alien organizations that posed an imminent threat to humanity. As Project Alpha prepared to celebrate their major achievement, Master Zorax stood back from the launch pad, tears streaming down his face as they watched their spacecraft streak through space, carrying humanity's greatest dreams into interstellar exploration. Master Zorax had always been a visionary leader who believed that technology and progress could bring about a better world for all beings across the universe. He was an expert in artificial intelligence, AI, with a deep understanding of how machines could be used to augment human capabilities and enhance our ability to solve complex problems. With Project Alpha, Zorax had worked tirelessly to develop a reliable means of interstellar travel that would allow us to explore new worlds, discover hidden civilizations, and expand our knowledge base. The test for the spacecraft was a resounding success. The team's hard work paid off in numerous ways, including developing advanced propulsion systems that allowed them to navigate through space at incredible speeds, optimizing their navigation algorithms to avoid obstacles and hazards along the way, and creating sophisticated communication systems that could withstand long periods of isolation from Earth. But despite these achievements, Master Zorax knew that this was just the beginning. The true challenge lay ahead as they prepared to embark on a new mission to explore an alien planet in search of advanced technology and potential colonization opportunities. They had gathered a diverse team of experts, including scientists, engineers, programmers, and space explorers from around the galaxy who were eager to work together to achieve their objectives. Zorax met each member with a warm welcome, emphasizing the importance of collaboration, cooperation, and shared vision in achieving success on this mission. He emphasized that while technology could solve many problems, it was not sufficient alone. There needed to be human ingenuity, creativity, and empathy as well. The team worked tirelessly together to develop new technologies, prototypes, and strategies that would enable them to explore the alien planet's unique environment, gather valuable data about its resources, and assess whether colonization was feasible. As they prepared for their launch, Zorax couldn't help but reflect on his journey thus far. He had faced numerous obstacles along the way, including technical challenges, political tensions, and personal sacrifices. But through it all, he remained committed to his vision of a better world and continued to push boundaries in order to achieve that goal. On the day of their launch, Master Zorax stood at the edge of the spacecraft's control room, gazing out over the vast expanse of space as they prepared for takeoff. The sun shone brightly on him, casting an orange glow across his face and highlighting his piercing blue eyes that seemed to sparkle with a determination that was almost otherworldly. "Project Alpha is ready," he said, a smile spreading across his lips. "We've faced countless challenges along the way, but we have overcome them all thanks to your hard work and dedication." The team erupted into cheers as they acknowledged Zorax's words of encouragement, knowing that their mission was on the brink of success. "We're ready," one scientist said with a tone of excitement. "Let's get this ship launched." Zorax nodded in agreement, his voice rising in energy as he spoke. "Together, we can accomplish anything," he declared. "We've already made incredible strides forward in developing interstellar travel and exploring new worlds. But our ultimate goal is to create a better world for all beings. As the spacecraft lifted off from Earth's orbit, Zorax watched anxiously over their path as they hurtled through space towards the alien planet. He knew that this was no ordinary mission. It would require incredible skill, precision, and determination on every level. The team worked tirelessly in preparation, developing new propulsion systems, optimizing their navigation algorithms, and creating detailed plans for each step of the journey. They encountered numerous obstacles along the way, including unpredictable weather patterns, hostile alien environments, and technical malfunctions that threatened to derail their mission at any moment. But through it all, Zorax remained committed to his vision of a better world, never losing sight of what was truly important in these challenges. He reminded himself that while technology could solve many problems, there were also critical considerations around sustainability, ethicality, and the impact on other civilizations that they may encounter along their journey. As they approached the alien planet's surface, Zorax couldn't help but marvel at its beauty and potential for colonization. The lush green vegetation contrasted sharply with the barren rocky terrain, a stark reminder of just how different this world was from Earth. He knew that if humans were to establish a permanent presence on this planet, they would need to work closely with local indigenous communities and adapt their way of life to the unique environment. The team spent several weeks gathering data about the planet's resources, assessing its ecosystem, and conducting interviews with locals who had lived there for generations. They uncovered fascinating insights into the planet's biology, geology, and history that would be invaluable in determining whether colonization was feasible. Ultimately, Zorax's vision proved to be a wise one as they discovered an ancient alien civilization that had flourished on this planet for millions of years. The technology they had gathered from Earth was far ahead of anything previously known, including advanced propulsion systems, energy harvesting systems, and sophisticated communication networks. With their knowledge gained from the encounter with the alien civilization, Project Alpha prepared to establish a base camp on the planet's equator. They worked closely with local indigenous communities to create infrastructure, develop agriculture systems, and integrate new technologies into daily life. The team faced numerous challenges along the way as they navigated through the harsh climate and terrain, but their determination and creativity helped them overcome these obstacles. They built homes, constructed roads, and established a bustling marketplace that attracted locals from all over the galaxy who came to trade with Earth's advanced technology. As Project Alpha settled into its new home on the planet, they continued to work towards their ultimate goal of establishing a permanent presence on this unique world. They collaborated closely with local communities, conducting research and development projects to ensure that the impact of human colonization was minimal and sustainable. They also worked tirelessly to establish trade relationships with other civilizations in the galaxy, exchanging knowledge and resources for mutual benefit. Over time, Project Alpha's efforts began to bear fruit as they established a thriving community on this planet. The inhabitants learned new technologies, adapted their way of life to the unique environment, and helped shape the landscape into something truly extraordinary. They built schools, hospitals, and other infrastructure that provided basic necessities for all residents, while also fostering a sense of pride and belonging among them. Zorax watched as his team continued to make progress, knowing that they were on the brink of achieving their dream of establishing a thriving community on this alien planet. He knew that it would not be easy or straightforward, but he was committed to working towards this goal with unwavering determination and faith in the power of human ingenuity. As Project Alpha prepared for its final launch back home, Zorax stood at the edge of the spacecraft's control room once again, gazing out over the vast expanse of space as they left their new home behind. The sun shone brightly on him, casting an orange glow across his face and highlighting his piercing blue eyes that seemed to sparkle with a determination that was almost otherworldly. "Project Alpha is ready," he said, a smile spreading across his lips. "We've faced countless challenges along the way, but we have overcome them all thanks to your hard work and dedication." The team erupted into cheers as they acknowledged Zorax's words of encouragement, knowing that their mission was on the brink of success. "We're ready," one scientist said with a tone of excitement. "Let's get this ship launched." Zorax nodded in agreement, his voice rising in energy as he spoke. "Together, we can accomplish anything," he declared. "We've already made incredible strides forward in developing interstellar travel and exploring new worlds. But our ultimate goal is to create a better world for all beings." Alien slave market. A bustling alien slave market shone bright in the heart of a sprawling city on an asteroid known as Zorax. The air was thick with the stench of blood, sweat, and despair that lingered from the countless slaves who had been taken by human soldiers during their final launch back home, leaving them to endure captivity for centuries. Determined to survive, Darren Mitchell found solace in his humor. He wore a tight-fitting jumpsuit made of recycled materials and wielded a small blaster, using it as makeshift weapons against the harsh environment. The market was teeming with traders from all over the galaxy, each armed with their own unique skills and offerings. As he walked through the stalls, Darren's eyes caught the attention of a vendor who offered him a rare artifact, an ancient amulet that had been passed down through generations among Zorax slaves. It glowed brightly in the dim light of the market, its intricate design etched into stone and imbued with powerful magic. Determined to acquire this treasure at all costs, Darren approached the vendor eagerly, his heart pounding with excitement. "Do you have any information on where it's originally from?" he asked, a hint of greed shining in his eyes. The vendor looked up at him, their expression grave. "Only those who hold the amulet can access its secrets," they replied coldly. "Its origins are shrouded in mystery and legend, but whispers suggest that it may have originated on a distant planet known as Zorax." Determined to claim his prize, Darren pressed upon the vendor, asking for more information about the artifact's history and potential uses. The vendor hesitated briefly before offering him an old map of the region, revealing a hidden cave deep within Zorax's vast network. Excited by this revelation, Darren followed the map, determined to uncover its secrets and claim his prize once again. As he journeyed deeper into Zorax, he encountered countless challenges along the way: treacherous terrain, hostile alien creatures, and dangerous traps that seemed designed to prevent anyone from entering the cave. But with each obstacle overcome, Darren's determination only grew stronger. He pushed through the harsh conditions, using his wit and resourcefulness to outsmart even the most formidable foes. And as he entered the hidden cave, he knew that this was where true treasure lay waiting for him. Inside the caverns were a labyrinth of dark chambers, each filled with strange artifacts and ancient technology. One chamber in particular stood out, its walls adorned with glowing crystals and intricate diagrams etched into stone. As Darren approached, his heart raced as he realized what it held: an advanced alien language system that was capable of communicating with the very beings who had captured him. With renewed determination, Darren translated the language, learning about their culture, history, and way of life. He discovered that Zorax slaves were a highly intelligent species known for their strength, agility, and cunning. They possessed unique abilities such as telekinesis, shape-shifting, and even advanced technology. Determined to learn more about this powerful civilization, Darren spent hours poring over the data he had collected, studying their language systems and analyzing their customs. He discovered that Zorax slaves were not mere beings, but highly evolved individuals with a deep sense of purpose and spirituality. They believed in serving humanity as a means of connecting them to a higher power, and they saw themselves as a part of something greater than themselves. As he continued his research, Darren found himself drawn deeper into the world of Zorax slaves, learning about their struggles, triumphs, and hopes for a better future. He discovered that many had long since escaped captivity and were now working to rebuild society on their own planets, using their newfound knowledge and skills to create a brighter tomorrow. With his discovery in hand, Darren knew he was ready to return home and share this incredible find with the world. He returned to Zorax slave market, where he met up with several of Zorax slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. For it was this combination of human ingenuity, alien technology, and the spirit of a community that had led him to create something truly extraordinary. 1. Darren Mitchell is captured and put up for sale in an alien slave market, using humor to survive. 2. Incredible find with the world, tale excerpt. 3. He returned to Zorax slave market, where he met up with several of Zorax slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. 4. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. 5. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. Tale excerpt 6. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. 7. For it was this combination of human ingenuity, alien technology, and the spirit of a community that had led him to eat something truly extraordinary. Tale excerpt 8. As he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. 9. He returned to Zorax slave market, where he met up with several of Zorax slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. Tale excerpt 10. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. Asterisk asterisk. Asterisk continue asterisk. 11. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. Tale excerpt 12. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. Asterisk 13. For it was this combination of human ingenuity, alien technology, and the spirit of a community that had led him to create something truly extraordinary. Tale excerpt 14. As he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. Asterisk 15. He returned to Zorax, slave market, where he met up with several of Zorax slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. Asterisk. Tale excerpt 16. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. Asterisk asterisk. Asterisk continue asterisk. 17. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. Tale excerpt 18. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. Asterisk 19. He returned to Zorax, slave market, where he met up with several of Zorax slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. Asterisk. Tale excerpt 20. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. Asterisk asterisk. Asterisk continue asterisk. 19. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. Tale excerpt 20. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. Asterisk 21. He returned to Zorax, slave market, where he met up with several of Zorax slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. Asterisk. Tale excerpt 22. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. Asterisk asterisk. Asterisk continue asterisk. 1923. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. Tale excerpt 24. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along Eway asterisk, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. Asterisk 1925. Asterisk he returned to Zorax, slave market, where he met up with several of Zorak's slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. Tale excerpt 26. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. Continue 1927. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. Tale excerpt 28. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. 1929. He returned to Zorak's slave market, where he met up with several of Zorak's slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. Tale excerpt 30. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. 1931. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. Tale excerpt 32. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. 1933. He returned to Zorak's slave market, where he met up with several of Zorak's slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. They welcomed him warmly, offering him a place in their community as they worked tirelessly towards creating a new future for themselves. Tale excerpt 34. Together, Darren and the Zoraxians built an incredible civilization, using their knowledge and skills to create a world that was not only technologically advanced, but also deeply connected with nature and the cosmos. 1935. The people of Zorax were free from oppression, suffering, and despair, living in harmony with one another and with the universe around them. Tale excerpt 36. And as he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. 1937. He returned to Zorak's slave market, where he met up with several of Zorak's slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. Once again, we find ourselves in the heart of a sprawling alien planet known as Zorax. The bustling city was alive with an energy that hummed beneath the stars and pulsed within its veins like a living organism. It was a place where humans, Zorsaxians, and other diverse species coexisted harmoniously, working together to create a new era of prosperity and freedom. In this world, humanity had long since transcended their former existence as conquerors of alien races and civilizations. They had evolved into a self-sustaining society that relied on the wisdom of its ancestors and the power of technology. The Zoraxians were one such species who had persevered through centuries of hardship and adversity to achieve this incredible feat. Darren Mitchell, a human soldier turned rogue, was among them. He had been captured by an alien force known as the Vultures, seeking to control his mind for their own purposes. But despite being trapped in a reclusive prison on Earth, he refused to accept defeat or surrender to his captors' twisted plans. As he sat alone in his cell, surrounded by crates of supplies and weapons that had been confiscated from him during his captivity, Darren's thoughts were consumed with hope and determination. He knew that if he could escape Vulture's clutches, there was a chance for him to find sanctuary among his fellow Xerxaxians. To this end, he began to piece together information about the city of Zorax, its unique ecosystem, and the people who lived within it. He discovered that the planet had been established by the ancient vultures thousands of years ago, using their advanced technology and knowledge to create a world where life was not just based on survival, but also on creativity, innovation, and harmony. As he delved deeper into Zorax's history, Darren realized that his captors were merely part of a larger scheme. They had been seeking to extract valuable resources from the planet's unique ecosystems in exchange for their loyalty or obedience. But through sheer determination and wit, Darren managed to outsmart them by uncovering a secret code hidden within an ancient scroll that revealed the true intentions of the vultures. With this newfound knowledge, he plotted his escape plan with precision and urgency. He knew that time was running short, as the vultures were closing in on him at every turn. But he refused to give up hope or let his fear consume him. Instead, he turned to humor as a weapon against his captors' attempts to control him. Using a clever combination of wit and sarcasm, Darren managed to convince the other Xerxaxians that he was not an enemy, but simply a fellow survivor seeking refuge in their midst. He shared stories about his past experiences on Earth, how he had overcome adversity and triumphed against seemingly impossible odds. His jokes and anecdotes helped break down the walls between them, revealing the deep bonds of camaraderie and cooperation that lay beneath the surface. As they laughed and joked together, Darren's captors began to unravel their plans. They realized that his humor was not just a mask, but an act of rebellion against their oppressive rule. Together, they decided to turn on the vultures, revealing the true motivations behind their actions and exposing them for what they truly were. In this final chapter, we see Darren emerging from prison as a hero among his fellow Xerxaxians, leading a successful rebellion that ultimately brought an end to the vultures' reign of terror. The people of Zorax hailed him not just as a rogue soldier, but also as their own liberator and defender. As he sat back on Earth, reflecting on his incredible journey and the amazing beings who had helped him along the way, Darren knew that he would never forget the lessons he learned about survival, determination, and the power of humor. He returned to Zorax's slave market, where he met up with several of Zorax's slaves who had escaped from captivity and were now working together to rebuild their society. Together they founded a new community on this planet, one that embraced diversity, creativity, and unity above all else. They shared stories of their experiences in the past, how they overcame adversity and emerged stronger than ever before. And as they looked out at the bustling city below them, Darren knew that he would carry the lessons learned from Zorax with him wherever life took him. In conclusion, our story is a testament to the resilience of humanity and the power of humor in overcoming seemingly impossible odds. From the capture of a human soldier turned rogue on an alien planet to his journey towards freedom and self-discovery, we see how one person's laughter could inspire others to rise up against their oppressors and build something new from scratch. As we continue our exploration into this vast universe filled with wonders and mysteries, let us remember that the true heroes are not those who stand alone, but rather those who come together in unlikely places and use humor as a tool of survival. For in the face of adversity and oppression, they remind us to never give up hope or surrender to fear, because even in the darkest corners, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. And so let this story serve as an inspiration for all those who seek freedom and redemption, reminding them that with determination, humor, and a willingness to adapt, anything is possible. For in the heart of Zorax, where humans coexist peacefully with Zorsaxians and other fascinating species, there exists a world waiting for us all to explore and discover its secrets together. Global outline. 1. A human soldier, Darren Mitchell, is captured and sold to an alien slave market in a distant planet. 2. The captor uses humor as a survival mechanism against the harsh surroundings of life on Zorax. 3. As the story unfolds, we witness how one individual's resilience can inspire others to fight for freedom and justice. 4. Darren Mitchell initially finds himself among other slaves working in an underground slave market, but becomes determined to escape his captivity. 5. He learns about the Zorsaxian society from a wise old man who recognizes the power of laughter as a weapon against oppression. 6. The protagonist begins to use humor and wit to communicate with the captor, using witty retorts and clever quips to maintain his composure in dangerous situations. 7. As he struggles for freedom, Darren Mitchell discovers that the Zorsaxians have their own unique language of communication, which consists mainly of laughter and singing songs. 8. He learns about a group of rebels who are trying to overthrow the slave system on Zorax, using humor as a means of rallying support and spreading awareness among the enslaved population. 9. The protagonist becomes an unlikely ally in their fight for freedom when he saves one of their members from a harsh punishment by laughing at the injustice being inflicted upon him. 10. As they work together to gather information, Darren Mitchell's humor plays a crucial role in breaking down barriers and creating camaraderie among the rebels. 11. The rebel leader recognizes his talent for wit and begins to teach him the Zorsaxian language of storytelling, which is used as a powerful tool to express emotions, ideas, and messages. 12. Through this newfound communication method, Darren Mitchell becomes an essential part of the rebellion's inner circle, sharing their experiences and knowledge with others who are struggling against oppression. 13. As they continue their journey towards freedom, the rebels face numerous challenges and obstacles, including encounters with dangerous predators, treacherous terrain, and even threats from the Zorsaxian authorities. 14. However, through his unwavering determination and use of humor as a coping mechanism, Darren Mitchell becomes an integral part of the rebellion's survival strategy, inspiring others to keep pushing forward against their oppressors. 15. The revelation that laughter has the power to overcome even seemingly insurmountable challenges sets them on a path towards building a new world where humans coexist peacefully with other fascinating species. 16. With each laugh and joke shared between Darren Mitchell, his fellow rebels, and their newfound allies, they gradually gain confidence and courage in standing up against the oppressive forces of Zorax. 17. Their journey leads them to a hidden underground sanctuary where they establish a base for resistance within the Zorsaxian society. 18. The sanctuary serves as a haven for those who are willing to risk everything, including their lives, in pursuit of freedom and justice on this alien planet. 19. Here, Darren Mitchell meets other rebels from various backgrounds and cultures, each with unique perspectives and talents that complement the existing group's efforts towards building a better future for all beings. 20. Through collaboration and mutual respect, they form bonds stronger than any bond between humans on Zorax, fostering an environment of unity, cooperation, and hope. 21. The sanctuary becomes a beacon of light in the midst of darkness, offering shelter, resources, and support for those who seek freedom from oppression and find solace within their shared humanity. This chapter brings us to the next logical stage as we see how Darren Mitchell's journey towards self-discovery and the establishment of a new world continues. As he becomes more familiar with the Xerxaxian culture and language, he begins to understand that there is much more than just oppression at play in this vast universe. 22.